three witnesses stood to benefit, huh? Benefit how, exactly? I mean, it certainly wasn't financially. Martin wasn't exactly well off when he was excommunicated in 1837, and he was even worse off when he rejoined the Saints in 1870. In fact, he said this when he died.
The Book of Mormon is no fake. I know what I know. I have seen what I have seen, and I have heard what I have heard. I have seen the gold plates from which the Book of Mormon is written. An angel appeared to me and others and testified to the truthfulness of the record. And had I been willing to have perjured myself and sworn falsely to the testimony I now bear, I could have been a rich man. But I could not have testified other than I have done and am now doing, for these things are true.
Okay, so what about Oliver Cowdery? What did he stand to gain? In 1838, he did his best to keep any association with the church silent, even practicing law and acting as a newspaper editor in Ohio. He even tried running for a state senate seat, but lost after his affiliation with the church became known. Despite all of this, there's no instance that he denied what he saw and experienced when it came to the Book of Mormon. In fact, when he died, he said this.
I want you to remember what I say to you. I am a dying man, and what would it profit me to tell you a lie? I know that this Book of Mormon was translated by the gift and power of God. My eyes saw, my ears heard, and my understanding was touched, and I know that whereof I testified is true. It was no dream, no vain imagination of the mind. It was real.
And then there's David Whitman, who had very few kind things to say about Joseph after he was excommunicated in 1838. But even in what could be considered his most famous dissertation, he said this.
Joseph Smith drifting into errors after translating the Book of Mormon is a stumbling block to many, but only those of very weak faith would stumble on this account. Greater abominations are recorded of David in the Bible than is recorded today of Joseph Smith. But do you reject the Psalms on this account? Do you reject the Proverbs because Solomon was a polygamist? Stop and think, you who are hasty to condemn. If you desire to know whether or not the Book of Mormon is true, read the book and investigate it, for Christ has promised that he who seeks in the right way shall find the truth of all things.
And while there's a lot we can say David definitively lied about when it came to Joseph, not the least of which is how the Book of Mormon was translated, him stating the Book of Mormon is authentic and divine is consistent with not only himself, but Oliver and Martin as well. And last I checked, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who was willing to be punished for a known scam at all.